Welcome back to NT Coins World, the place where coin collectors and enthusiasts come to uncover the stories, value, and history behind some of the world's most fascinating coins. Today we're diving into three remarkable coins that represent different eras and regions. We'll explore the 1948 one penny, the 1967 one penny, and the 1776 to 1976 half dollar, each with its own unique background, design, and place in the world of coin collecting. Let's jump right in. 1948 one penny coin. The 1948 one penny is part of the British penny series, an iconic coin that was widely used in the United Kingdom before decimalization in 1971. This coin reflects post-war Britain, with all the challenges and changes that followed World War II. By 1948, Britain was rebuilding its economy, and everyday currency like the one penny played a critical role in daily life. The obverse of the 1948 penny features the familiar portrait of King George VI, who ruled from 1936 to 1952. This portrait, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget, shows the king facing left without a crown, a typical image used during his reign to emphasize a more humble, everyman approach to royalty. Around the portrait is the Latin inscription Jor gives vidg. Br Om Rex FD. Ind Imp, which translates to George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. Notably, 1948 was one of the last years this inscription included Emperor of India, as Britain's control over India ended with independence in 1947. The reverse of the 1948 penny is also iconic, featuring the figure of Britannia, the personification of Britain, seated with a trident and shield. This imagery dates back centuries, symbolizing Britain's naval power and imperial strength. The design, originally by Leonard Charles Wyon in the 1860s, was adapted over the years but retained its symbolic essence. The date, 1948, is placed on either side of Britannia, and one penny is inscribed below. The 1948 penny was minted exclusively at the Royal Mint in London, with a mintage of approximately 89 million coins. This high mintage means that many 1948 pennies are still available today, making them relatively affordable for collectors. In circulated condition, these coins typically range in value from $1 to $5, depending on the state of wear. Uncirculated examples can be valued higher, reaching prices between $20 to $50 if the luster and details are well preserved. For collectors, the 1948 penny offers a chance to own a piece of British post-war history. Many collectors seek this coin for its place within the broader context of British coinage during George VI's reign. Although no major minting errors are commonly associated with the 1948 penny, some collectors are interested in minor die varieties or coins that have unique signs of die wear. Coins with original patina are also valued among collectors, as they maintain a vintage appearance, adding to the historical appeal of the piece. 1967 one penny coin. The 1967 one penny coin is one of the last pre-decimal pennies issued in the UK before the country transitioned to a decimal currency system in 1971. By this time, the traditional penny design had remained largely unchanged for decades, making the 1967 penny a symbol of an era that was about to end. This coin is particularly popular with collectors as it represents the final years of the old monetary system and provides a nostalgic link to Britain's history. On the obverse of the 1967 penny, we find the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This was the first portrait of the Queen, created by Mary Gillick, showing her young and facing right, without a crown, emphasizing her connection with the British people as a modern monarch. The inscription around the edge reads Elizabeth.ii.Gracia.regina.f.d, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription highlights her role as the head of state and the spiritual head of the Church of England. The reverse of the coin retains the classic depiction of Britannia, seated with her trident and shield. This traditional image had been part of British coinage for over a century by this point, and is instantly recognizable to collectors and historians alike. The date 1967 is displayed on either side of Britannia, with one penny below. The design by Leonard Charles Wyon had come to symbolize British resilience and identity, particularly during times of change. The 1967 penny had an unusually high mintage of around 654 million coins. This substantial number means that 1967 pennies are common and can be found relatively easily in circulation or among collectors. Given their high availability, circulated coins are generally worth around $0.50 to $2, while uncirculated examples can reach prices from $5 to $15, depending on the condition and clarity of detail. For collectors, the 1967 penny is valuable for its historical significance rather than any rarity. Many collectors enjoy including it as a part of a pre-decimal set, as it represents the end of an era in British currency history. There are few known errors for this particular coin, though some varieties in die or unusual minting anomalies occasionally capture collector interest. However, the 1967 penny is primarily sought after for its symbolic and historical value, as it represents the close of a century-long chapter in British currency history. $1776 to 1976. The 1776 to 1976 half dollar, also known as the Bicentennial Kennedy half dollar, was issued to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This coin is part of a special series released in 1975 and 1976, alongside bicentennial quarters and dollars to commemorate the birth of the United States. The half-dollar design was particularly significant, as it both honored American history and continued the legacy of President John F. Kennedy. On the obverse of the bicentennial half-dollar, we see the familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. This design had been in place since 1964, following Kennedy's assassination in 1963. The portrait shows Kennedy facing left, with the inscription Liberty above and the dual date 1776 to 1976 below, signifying the coin's commemorative nature. The inclusion of Kennedy's image on a bicentennial coin was especially poignant, as he had famously promoted the values of freedom and unity, which were central to the American Revolution. The reverse of the 1776 to 1976 half-dollar features a unique design by Seth Huntington, which was selected through a national competition. It shows Independence Hall in Philadelphia, where both the Declaration of Independence and the United States Constitution were signed. Above the image is the inscription United States of America, with half-dollar below. To the right of the building, we see the Liberty Bell, while the phrase 200 Years of Freedom is also inscribed, adding to the patriotic theme. This design was only used on the 1976 half-dollars, making it highly recognizable and distinct from other coins in the Kennedy half-dollar series. The bicentennial half-dollar was minted in both copper-nickel and 40% silver versions. The standard circulation strikes in copper-nickel were produced at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, with a combined mintage exceeding 500 million coins. The silver version was issued primarily for collectors, with a lower mintage and a more limited distribution. Circulating versions of the bicentennial half-dollar are generally valued between $0.50 and $2, depending on where. Silver proofs, however, are more valuable, often priced between $5 and $20, depending on condition. This coin is particularly cherished by collectors, especially those interested in American history and commemorative coinage. Many people who remember the bicentennial celebrations hold a sentimental attachment to the coin. The 1776 to 1976 half-dollar also appeals to collectors of Kennedy half-dollars, as it is a unique design within the series. Mint errors for this coin are rare, though some collectors search for examples with double die errors or unusual die cracks, as these can increase the coin's value. Thanks for watching NT Coins World. Be sure to subscribe for more fascinating stories, history, and insights into the world of coin collecting. Let us know in the comments which coin you found most interesting. Until next time, happy collecting.